I'm ranking every single first round pick from the 2025 MLB Draft from 1 to 30. 30 doesn't mean I don't like you, it just means I like the guys in front of them a little bit more. I'd love to know what you guys think about the draft prospects down in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the content. Getting us started at number 30, I've got the Detroit Tigers first round pick, Jordan Yost, shortstop out of Sickles High School in Florida. Yost was a big riser this season, a 6', 170-pound shortstop who's got really good hands in the field, someone who you expect to stick at the shortstop position for years and years to come. He has a very quick left-handed swing, excels at making contact, and looks to make contact. His plate discipline is strong, his understanding of the strike zone is strong, and again, he makes enough contact that can help develop him into an above-average hitter. One of the questions might be about what the power could look like in the future for a guy like Jordan Yost, but right now you're seeing a plus runner with a great glove up the middle that has good enough chance to stick at shortstop with great bat-to-ball skills. For the 29th best player selected in the first round, I've got the New York Mets first round pick Mitch Voit, who was selected 38th overall out of the University of Michigan. Voit was a former two-way player, but last season with the Wolverines focused on hitting solely, and you saw him have a great season. 56 games, hit 346 with a 471 on base, 668 slugging for an 1140 OPS. Voit is definitely a hit-first kind of guy with a swing that projects to be able to put the ball in the air consistently, had a career-low strikeout rate at only 13%, walked over 15% of the time. He stole some bases, he plays a pretty good second base, and he has a pretty solid arm. Again, he was a two-way player. So while there may be some indecision as to where Mitch Voit could end up in the future at what position, his best tool is hitting, he makes solid contact consistently, and looks to be a pretty safe pick for the Mets. For the 28th best pick of the first round, I'm going with the Atlanta Braves selection, Tate Southesine, shortstop out of Basic High School in Nevada. He was committed to USC, Southern California. His older brother was actually drafted by the Cubs last year in the 4th round, and Tate's a really good ball player. While his hands do start quite low, and he does have a bit of a hitch with a leg kick, he makes good back-to-ball contact consistently. The power looks projectable to where he could be a guy that maybe cracks the 15 home run range at the major league level one day, but really, he is a great athlete. He could play shortstop, he's even played a little bit of center field, and he's been an above-average defender at both positions, has a very solid arm, quick release in the infield, good footwork. This is a guy who is going to stick at the shortstop position. And if you can get more consistent hitting out of Tate, this is someone that a lot of people in the draft world, myself included, think can be a really good prospect in this Brave system that desperately needs some help offensively. Next up at number 27, we have Sean Gamble, an outfield/second base prospect out of IMG Academy in Florida. The Royals selected Gamble with their first round pick, and he's been a quick riser this season. He's an Iowa native, but ended up going to IMG Academy. When he went to visit, they were impressed with his talent, and they said, why don't you come play for our school? Now, he did play primarily second base at IMG Academy, but he does have a good arm that makes you believe he could play other positions. He's also a great athlete with a 60 grade run. And at the plate, while he does have some swing and miss tendencies, you see the mechanics and you see the structure of an athlete that can become a very solid hitter at the major league level one day. He has a chance to just hit for solid average and solid power with a projectable frame at 6'2", 185. This was a fun pick by the Royals, someone that could be a really good prospect maybe in a year or two from now. Just missing on the top 25 at number 26, I've got the Dodgers first round pick Zachary Root, a left-handed pitcher out of the University of Arkansas. Root is one of the most funky looking pitchers in the entire draft. He has a real herky-jerky approach from the left-hand side on the mound, and the stuff just jumps off the page partly because of that deception. Root was simply one of the best starters in college baseball last year with a career-high strikeout rate over 30% and a walk rate at 8.3. He throws 4 different pitches, uses those pitches all effectively and all well. The best pitches are going to be that curveball and that changeup. The fastball, while it does sit in the low 90s, can get all the way up to 98, which is super impressive when you see how deceptive he is from the left side. Watching him pitch, he looks a little like Alex Vesia with his release. Some people have even compared him to Nestor Cortez. What the Dodgers are getting here is a projectable, buildable pitcher with 4 different pitches that are all effective and has some really unique shapes. Getting the top 25 started at number 25, I've got the Chicago Cubs first round pick, Ethan Conrad. Conrad is a 6'4", 215 outfielder out of Wake Forest, and is another example of that pipeline that Wake Forest has built in terms of Major League Baseball draft talent. At points in the season, people thought Conrad had a case to go inside the top 10. The size, the athleticism, the power potential that he has is extremely exciting. But he did have shoulder surgery that cut his season short, and that's a big reason why he fell a little bit further down the draft. But again, that frame, 6'4", 215. The power is legit with Ethan Conrad. He's been getting a lot of comps to Chase DeLauder, another big-bodied left-handed hitter who had injuries during college, but people loved his swing, people loved the loud contact that he made, along with the fact that Conrad's a good athlete and could stick in center field overall as a prospect. Low-key, I feel like if they give him the PCA approach, could be a really good player. Next up at number 24, I've got the New York Yankees first round pick Dax Kilby, a shortstop out of Noonan High School in Georgia. Kilby's biggest concern to me right now is going to be in the field. I don't know if he sticks at the shortstop position. He is a gangly 6'2", 190-pound shortstop, but I love his swing. The left-handed swing that Kilby has is really nice. Right now, it does lean more for contact over power, but at 6'2", 185, the power is for sure projectable. Watching him hit during the combine, you could see that there is some real life and pop inside that bat, and the Yankees have done a really good job recently with these shortstop prospects that they've been drafting, being able to develop them. Look at George Lombard. The thing that scouts really love about Kilby, though, is that he has strong contact ability, along with a really advanced approach, understands the strike zone, doesn't chase a lot. These are all things that make him projectable as a hitter, and something to be excited about as a Yankee fan. Coming in at number 23, I've got Merrick Houston, first round pick by the Minnesota Twins. Houston, another Wake Forest guy, absolutely a powerhouse now in college baseball. Houston is 6'3", 180, plays the shortstop position, and he is going to stick there for a very long time. Houston has some of the best hands in the entire draft class, one of the best arms from the shortstop position in the draft class. He projects to be, at worst, a major league shortstop in the future. Now, there are some concerns with what his power could look like moving forward, but again, he's a big guy, and the Twins have been so great at developing prospects. I expect that they'll be able to get more power out of the big frame that Merrick Houston has. The contact tools are great, makes a lot of really solid contact, more of a line drive approach rather than a home run swing. The great contact plus the great glove and the great defense. This is a really solid pick by the Minnesota Twins. Houston had a great season at Wake Forest. Expect to see a lot of good things from him in the Twins org. Coming in at number 22, I've got the San Francisco Giants first round pick, Gavin Keelan. While Keelan looks to project more as a second baseman, he was announced as a shortstop in the draft, played a lot of shortstop at the University of Tennessee last season, and while he might not be the greatest athlete, the hit tool is what you get really excited about with Keelan, as well as the fact that just like everyone from the University of Tennessee, he's a real gamer. While he might not have those high-end tool grades, the pure hitting ability and the fact that he has mashed his entire baseball career is something to get excited about in San Francisco. And specifically last year, while he has been a guy in the past who would get a little bit over-aggressive and a little too swing-happy, Keelan was able to dial back his approach, be a little bit more patient at the plate, and it led to a career high in home runs, more hard hit balls, more extra base hits. His approach is something that you love to see from a professional baseball player with that patience, and now that he was able to get the success while making that altered approach, that's a really good sign for the San Francisco Giants and Gavin Keelan moving forward. Just missing on the top 20, at number 21, I've got Jace Laviolette, the first-round pick outfielder by the Cleveland Guardians. Coming into the college baseball season, Laviolette was considered to be the favorite first overall pick. He had an amazing sophomore season where he had 48 extra base hits, 29 homers, 78 RBIs. The tools were insane. 2025, he did struggle a bit, struck out more than you'd like to see. Texas A&M as a whole struggled as a team, but Laviolette is 6'6", 230 pounds, has a 65 power grade, which is one of the highest in the entire class, a 60 run grade. He's going to be able to stick in center field for the foreseeable future, and while he does need to make a little more contact consistently, when he makes that contact, it's extremely loud. He does lack a little bit of rhythm at the plate. His hands are unbelievably still. I love the fit with Jace Laviolette in Cleveland, and this is someone who we could be looking back at on this draft class and being like, yeah, wait, why didn't we take him earlier? Could be a really great pick here by the Guardians. Getting the top 20 start at number 20, I've got the Tampa Bay Rays first round pick, Daniel Pierce. Daniel Pierce is a classic Rays pick in that he might not be a master of any, but he's really good at the defensive side of the game. The athleticism is great with Daniel Pierce. He's a solid fielding shortstop with a solid arm. What the Rays can help him figure out is finishing up that swing. There are some moving parts right now with his mechanics, specifically his hands. I expect the Rays to make that problem go away. And when you talk to this kid and hear his interviews, he's a baseball guy. Got a good head on his shoulders. So the fact that he's got the good mentals, along with some great physical tools, makes me really think that the Rays see something here with Daniel Pierce. And when I've watched him hit, there's a lot of really good stuff there too. Next up at number 19, I've got the Arizona Diamondbacks first round pick, Kason Cunningham, a shortstop out of Johnson High School in San Antonio, Texas. Cunningham is kind of following the new trend of these smaller, very toolsy shortstops that we saw the last couple drafts. Cunningham makes elite contact. Bat to ball skills, some of the best in the entire draft class, and he's coming out of high school at age 19. While the power still is kind of difficult to project at this exact moment, the incredible bat to ball skills, along with being a plus athlete, 60 grade run, and looking like he can stick at shortstop or at least be a plus fielding second baseman with a smooth swing from the left-handed side. These are all things to be excited about with Kason Cunningham, and the Diamondbacks, out of any organization, know what to do with these smaller athletes. I'm really excited to see what the Diamondbacks can do with a guy like Kason Cunningham because he does make such good contact consistently. If they can squeeze out a little bit more power, this is going to be a really exciting prospect. For the 18th best pick of the first round, I'm going with the Baltimore Orioles selecting Ike Irish, catcher slash outfielder out of Auburn. A lot of people thought Ike Irish could have gone around that top 10 range. The bat is that good. Has some of the best overall well-rounded hitting tools in the entire draft class. He hit 19 home runs in his draft year, hitting .350 with a .625 slugging and a .435 on-base percentage in the SEC at Auburn. He has great numbers with a wood bat as well. People love the rhythm of his swing. He understands the zone. He has great bat speed, and he absolutely crushes pitches, specifically fastballs in the middle of the plate. People think he's a guy who could be a 20 to 25 home run per season type player. The biggest question with him is going to be where he plays in the field. Not the greatest athlete. Maybe stick him in the corner outfield, or maybe he sticks behind the dish because he does have an absolute cannon of an arm. Coming in at number 17, I've got Steele Hall of the Cincinnati Reds. Steele Hall is a shortstop who has flown up the ranks this draft season. He's barely 18 years old. He was technically 17 years old on the day of the draft, which is kind of hilarious. Steele Hall is drawing a lot of comparisons right now to Trey Turner. The reason being, he has a ridiculous run tool, maybe one of the fastest players in the entire draft class, plays a pretty solid shortstop, and right now, with the hitting tools that we've seen, he's gotten bigger as the year's gone on. There's thoughts that he can even be a guy that could reach maybe the 20 home run range. Because he's gotten bigger, he's gotten stronger, we've already seen these improvements just in the high school ranks. Imagine what can happen when he gets with a major league organization, put on some weight, put on some muscle. Steele Hall is someone who I think that could end up being one of the more sneaky good picks in this draft class. Someone I'm definitely keeping a close eye on. Coming in at number 16, the San Diego Padres are up with their first round pick being Cruz Schoolcraft, a left-handed pitcher out of Sunset High School in Portland, Oregon. Cruz Schoolcraft is 6'8", 215 pounds. Apparently, an amazing hitter as well. The only difference is they're going to use him on the pitching side. Because again, 6'8", left-handed pitcher with really, really clean mechanics, which is really tough to say when you get into that 6'8" range, especially from the left-handed side. The fastball can touch the upper 90s, usually sits in the low 90s, but has been up to 97. He has a really, really good slider and changeup, so he's coming in with 3 solid pitches already. He's 6'8", so he's basically touching you when he's releasing the ball. And again, those mechanics are extremely consistent. Not a lot of moving parts. This pick had Padres written all over it. They love these freak huge athlete type players, and Cruz Schoolcraft is that kind of guy. The arm is legit lively. Stuff's really good. Getting the top 15 started. At number 15, I've got one of my favorite players of the entire class, Gavin Fine. First round pick selected by the Texas Rangers out of Great Oak High School in Temecula, California. Now, he was named a shortstop, but a lot of people think he's going to end up moving to third base, and honestly, to me, that's completely fine. He is not the greatest athlete, but at the plate, wow, I love his swing. Really strong. I know it's a little bit unconventional because he does have a bit of a closer foot setup and has high hands, but I think that the Rangers have done such a good job developing hitters over the last couple seasons. This is a guy who's already got great exit velos. I think that's the thing they're most concerned about. Now, again, he might not stick in the infield. He might even become an outfielder, a corner guy at some point. But the exit velos that I've seen, along with his approach, and the fact that he does have some legit raw power, Gavin Fine is one of my favorite players of this draft class. Someone who, if I were buying cards, I'd be buying some Gavin Fine cards. I think he's going to be a really good prospect. For the 14th best pick of the first round, the Philadelphia Phillies are up, sadly, and I am going with Gage Wood. Man, that was such a great pick by them. I absolutely love the Gage Wood selection. Gage Wood fell a little bit in the draft because he does have some injury concern. Suffered a shoulder injury early on in the season, but of course, he then flew back up the ranks when he threw a complete game no-hitter, striking out 19 in the College World Series against Murray State. What you love about Gage Wood: strikes everybody out, doesn't walk anybody. The fastball touches 98, 99 miles an hour, has a really, really strong curveball slider mix, and he throws absolute ched. The swing and miss stuff is ridiculous, comes from a low approach angle too, so that fastball's got some real life to it. I understand why he fell, but also at the same time, he had to fall to the Phillies. This is going to be a guy that's going to fly through their system. At the spot the Phillies were picking at, not many better picks they could have had. Coming in at number 13, I've got the Astros first round pick, Xavier Nyans, a shortstop prospect out of Mount Vernon High School in Washington State. Nyans is huge, 6'4", 210 pounds, and there's a lot to be excited about with this kid. While he might not stick at the shortstop position, probably ends up being a third baseman. You're getting a guy with a cannon of an arm and a 65 grade power tool. That to me is pretty much all I need to see, along with the fact that he apparently has one of the most mature approaches at the plate in this entire draft class. Now, he is definitely power over hit profile, and sometimes he's a little bit too passive, but at the same time, He walks a ton. And of course, you love his power. The power numbers are super strong with Xavier Nyans. Scouts think he could develop all the way up to a 70 grade power tool at one point. The size is projectable. The approach is fantastic. This is a phenomenal pick by the Astros once again. For the 12th best pick of the first round, I'm going with the Toronto Blue Jays selection of JoJo Parker, left-handed hitting shortstop out of Purvis High School in Mississippi. JoJo Parker is one of the favorites of many scouts in this draft class. 6'2", 195 pounds. He has a beautiful left-handed swing, and he makes a lot of barrel contact. Simply put, he is one of the best pure hitters in this entire class. He has good bat speed, he has good strength, he has good exit velos at the age and level that he's at right now. He is an extremely exciting prospect, and the Blue Jays have been doing such a great job over the last few drafts. Expect JoJo Parker to be another one of these great Blue Jay prospects. Just missing on the top 10, at number 11, I've got the Red Sox first-round pick, Kyson Witherspoon. Right now, his slider looks to be an amazing second pitch, and he has a fastball that can touch 100 miles an hour. The cutter sometimes gets a little bit mixed with the slider, so I'm interested to see what the Red Sox do moving forward there. But honestly, Kyson Witherspoon's stuff is just so ridiculous. He does have weird arm action. It's extremely short, reminds me of Lucas Giolito, and sometimes tends to fire from a three-quarter slot, which does give me a little bit of injury concern. But the arm is electric. He was dominant at the University of Oklahoma, and again, that slider is really disgusting. We saw a drop in the walk rate this year, down from 11% to 5.5%, which is a huge plus for a guy like Witherspoon. Red Sox hitting development has been crazy good. I'm interested to see what they can do with Witherspoon, a guy who can be a very projectable starter in the future for the Red Sox if developed properly. Okay, getting the top 10 started. Maybe a bit of a crazy pick here, but at number 10, maybe one of my favorite players in this entire draft class, Andrew Fisher out of the University of Tennessee. Shout out the Brewers. They did it again. Brock Wilken was one of my favorite draft picks. He's crushing in the minors. And I think they've got Brock Wilken 2.0 here with Andrew Fisher. Watch this guy swing. It is violent. It is vicious. He has some of the best exit velos in this entire draft class. And this season at the University of Tennessee, I don't really know if you could have asked for a better year. Fisher hit 25 homers, a 341 average, 497 on base, 760 slugging for a 1257 OPS. He walked 21 more times than he struck out, 63 walks, 42 strikeouts. Is he going to play first or third base in the future? Yeah, probably. Like, that's why he falls in the draft. But in terms of pure hitting, I mean, this guy is an absolute beast at the plate. Next up at number 9, I have the Los Angeles Angels first-round pick, Tyler Bremner, right-handed pitcher out of UC Santa Barbara. Bremner was a bit of surprise going up at number 2, but honestly, I love the pick by the Angels. They love fast movers in the minor league system. Tyler Bremner has 3 legitimately good pitches right now. The fastball is great, the changeup is disgusting, and the slider is a great third pitch. He's got that fastball up in the upper 90s, sitting around 94 to 96 miles an hour. He gets a ton of swing and misses, throws a ton of strikes. Again, that changeup is really good. That's the best pitch that he has, along with a really good slider. I hope the Angels don't rush him too quickly, because I think if you give this guy just enough time in the minor leagues, this can easily be a frontline starter for the Angels in the future. He's got great control. He's got good stuff. Just give him some time. For the 8th ranked player selected in the first round of the MLB draft, I'm going with the Washington Nationals number 1 overall pick, Eli Willits. While I might not be as high on Willits as others, I still think Willits is a fantastic player. This is going to be a top 100 prospect in Major League Baseball automatically. Simply put, he is one of the best all-around players in the entire class. He may not have one tool that really separates him from anybody else, but overall, you're looking at a guy across the board who's got 55 to 60 grades on pretty much everything except power. He's a switch-hitting shortstop, plays good defense, has a solid arm, is an above-average runner, the son of former Major League player Reggie Willits, if you guys remember him. He has a really quick, tight, compact swing from both sides of the plate. Right now, he's more gap-to-gap power rather than over-the-fence home run wow type stuff, but he is the youngest number 1 overall pick ever selected. It was a bit of a surprise at the number 1 overall pick, but not out of the question. Baseball America has him ranked as a number 3 prospect in the draft. He is a really good all-around player. With the 7th best pick of the first round, the Athletics got an absolute gift with Jamie Arnold falling all the way down to pick number 11 for them. Arnold was ranked as high as the top 5 by some publications in terms of draft prospects. Baseball America had him ranked at number 6. He was one of the best pitchers in college baseball this year. He's a 3-pitch pitcher, kind of needs to develop that third pitch a little bit more right now, but the fastball's got some life. He throws from a really low arm slot from the left-hand side, a low release height, which makes that fastball look even better because it sits right now around the low 90s, but can touch 97, 98. To me, the slider, which is really more of a sleeper, is kind of disgusting. swing. That's a wipeout pitch. Lefties, righties, no one's going to be really able to hit that. People love the changeup. I still think it needs a little bit more work. But what you love about Arnold is that he's a strike thrower. He's going to be a frontline starter and someone who gave you a lot of great innings at a big college in Florida State. Had a great college career, was one of the best pitchers in the class. Just missing on the top 5 at number 6, I've got Liam Doyle, first round pick by the St. Louis Cardinals. Once again, the Cardinals were given a gift. Liam Doyle thought to maybe go inside the top 3 picks, falls all the way to St. Louis at number 5. He's someone who has got an absolutely crazy fastball. A 42.6% strikeout rate was the best in college baseball this year. The fastball from the left-hand side touches 100 miles per hour. He has 4 pitches with the slider, changeup, cutter. None of those are standout pitches by any means, but when you're throwing 100 from the left-hand side, we can work on those other pitches. And the Cardinals have been an organization that have done well with pitching in the past. He has a splitter that he mixes in there as well. He's a pitching prospect that a lot of people have mixed reviews on. Everyone thinks he's very good. It's just about where he could ultimately be as a ceiling type guy. But to me, those fastball traits tell me he can be a frontline starter. Could have been one of the first arms off the board. Getting the top 5 start at number 5, one of my favorite prospects of the entire draft class, Billy Carlson, first round pick by the Chicago White Sox. White Sox took him all the way at pick number 10, but truthfully, I think Billy Carlson has the chance to be one of the best prospects of this entire draft. Carlson is without a doubt the best fielding shortstop in this entire draft class. Doesn't matter if you're talking college, high school, whatever it is, his glove is disgusting. 90 field, 90 arm grades according to Baseball America. At the plate, while there are a little bit of concerns with his mechanics and the hitch in his swing, I see the contact that he makes. I think it looks really good. I think he can get above average power. He has a pretty decently big body at 6'1", 175. And again, the glove is like Gold Glove caliber already, where if the White Sox can really hone in on cleaning up some of the stuff from the bat, making those mechanics a little bit more smooth, because again, when he makes contact with the ball, I think it looks phenomenal. I'm really excited to see as to what Billy Carlson can be for this White Sox team moving forward. Feels like a franchise shortstop to me. Just slightly ahead of him at number 4, the Miami Marlins made one of the best picks of the entire draft, getting Ava Arquette, shortstop out of Oregon State. He's a 6'5", 220-pound shortstop. There are some concerns by scouts as to whether or not he can play short. I think he's going to play shortstop long term. He has great hands. He has a great arm. His range looks fantastic. Some of the plays that I've seen him make, I don't think a lot of other shortstops can make. And what really gets me excited about Ava Arquette is the fact that his bat is big and his bat is loud. Arquette has a 60 grade power tool, and at Oregon State, he absolutely mashed after transferring from Washington. He hit 354 with a 461 on base, 654 slugging this year, 19 home runs, struck out under 20% of the time, has good plate discipline, walked almost 13% this season. He runs well, he swings well, the mechanics are super simple and really clean. And again, I think he's going to be able to stick completely fine at shortstop. Great pick by the Marlins. For the third best pick of the first round, Seattle Mariners are finally up with their pick of Cade Anderson. Many people thought Cade Anderson was the consensus '1 overall pick going into draft day. He dominated the College World Series, left-handed pitcher out of LSU. You saw him lead them to the College World Series championship. He's 6'2", 180 pounds. Fastball touches 97, 98 miles an hour. The Mariners are a pitching factory. I cannot wait to see what they do with a prospect like Cade Anderson. Has a really great slider, a great curveball, needs to work on a 4th pitch, but has enough feel where you expect the Mariners organization to be able to get that out of him. He struck out 180 batters in 119 innings this year, walking only 35. The control is phenomenal. The command is great. And again, with that lively fastball with really, really good carry, big game pitcher, great arm speed from the left-hand side, Cade Anderson is a kind of can't-miss pick. Just missing out the #1 spot, I've got the Pittsburgh Pirates first-round selection, Seth Hernandez, right-handed pitching prospect out of Corona High School in California. Yeah, Hernandez's stuff, it's crazy. This feels like a little bit of Paul Skeens insurance. If they can keep Skeens, wow. You'll have Seth Hernandez, Skeens, Jared Jones, Bubba Chandler in the same rotation one day. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, Seth Hernandez is like the real ace guy in this draft. The fastball throws 100 miles an hour. The slider and curveball are really good secondary pitches, and he maybe has the best changeup in the entire draft class, earning a 70 grade according to Baseball America, similarly to that of Dylan Lesko's. He's 6'4", 200 pounds, has really, really smooth mechanics and a clean delivery. We've seen what the Pirates have been able to do with pitching prospects. I imagine that they're going to be able to get Seth Hernandez going soon. Someone who, again, will be a frontline starter, which is crazy to say for an organization that already has some of the best pitching guys in baseball. Seth Hernandez adding to it, one of my favorite picks of the entire draft class. Well done, Pittsburgh. And then coming in as the #1 player in this entire draft of the first round, the Colorado Rockies got Ethan Holiday at pick #4, and he's my best player in the class. And I don't think that's that's a particularly hot take either. Son of Matt Holliday, brother of Jackson, Ethan is probably a better power prospect than Jackson. Maybe not the same hit tool, maybe not the same field tool, because truthfully, he's not going to stick at the shortstop position. He probably ends up at third. He has a strong arm, so he'll play there. But the power with Ethan is legitimate. He's a guy who scouts and everyone sees as a legit 30 home run a year threat, especially now in Coors. I mean, that's super exciting. He's 6'4", 210, so he got the size of his dad for sure. He's only 18 years old. The left-handed swing is phenomenal. He's super strong. The power is legit. The hit tool, by the way, still good. It's just not what Jackson had in terms of hit tool grades, but it's a 55 still, but he's got more power. The Rockies got an absolute gift from the baseball gods. Ethan Holliday is easily my #1 prospect in this entire draft class, and putting him in Coors for the future, keeping the Holliday legacy going, yeah, this was an absolute banger of a pick by the Rockies. So there they are, my first round draft pick rankings from the 2025 MLB Draft. I'd love to know who you guys think is the best pick of this entire draft. Let me know in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the baseball content coming at you, and follow me on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc. Links are in the description. Thank you guys for hanging out, watching today's video. You know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload, so click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow for another draft video, my favorite picks from every team outside of the first round. Peace out.